What's up, everyone? Welcome to the Internet Capitalist Podcast with Luke Kish, where we talk about mindset, experiences, and frameworks that will help you have fun, get rich, build cool shit, and positively impact the world. I am your host, Luke Kish, and welcome to episode number 11 of the podcast, all about thoughts, feelings, actions, and results. This is an all-time favorite topic. I'm a big believer in how our minds really impact the situations we find ourselves in life, the outcomes, the overall experience we have along the way. And honestly, this morning, I had a really good example of this that I figured I would just share, right? So right now, my whole life kind of feels quite different right now than it did just a couple months ago. A couple months ago, I was playing a lot of golf, or even a month ago, I was playing a lot of golf. Really not working too hard, to be honest. Was sort of coasting for the last year, I would say, on a business that, was sustaining a cash flow for me, but I wasn't like waking up every day and grinding by any means. And now I find myself in a situation where, I have a lot of components of this business that I need to fix, I need to address, I need to own the sales team specifically, which is obviously a huge component of any business. And then also, some other leadership related stuff, but mainly thinking about, I got a sales team to rehire for, build out a whole front end funnel for that's not even branded with our company. So basically build like a new pseudo company that we can run ads through and do marketing, outbound marketing to find people who we can hire for the sales team. And then there's so many components as I get more involved with the sales team that are just or have been just overlooked as far as what makes a sales team a good sales team. So as I keep kind of just focusing on it, more and more uncovers itself. And this morning I just had a feeling of like overwhelm. I was like, God, there's so much here. Where do I begin? And I just got up from my computer and took a walk. And in the space of taking a walk, the thoughts that I had about the same situation changed, which totally changed the way I was feeling, which totally changed my ability to act, right? Every morning right now, I'm filming this podcast and I was trying to come up with something to talk about. And at the same time, I was having those underlying thoughts sort of overwhelm. And then I just really wasn't able to, think clearly. After feeling overwhelmed, the mind goes, oh no, you can't do this, right? Like you're not able to do this. And then it goes further from there. It's like, why the fuck should you be on a podcast talking about people and telling people what to do? You're overwhelmed right now and feel like you're in a state of inaction. So and we're talking like, this is like a 20-minute thing. Like all of this went down in 20 minutes, right? And then I went for a walk and I really got to like kind of identify, holy shit, this thought that kind of just happened really quickly as I was digging into some sales related stuff. I didn't really choose the thought, and the thought gave me a feeling of overwhelm, and that feeling of overwhelm, brought about actions and activities that produced more negative thoughts and made me feel like I'm kind of just stuck, right? So that's one way to look at that situation, right? And really, when most of us look at situations or have situations, the thoughts that come into our mind are not conscious, right? They're just like programs. They're programs that have been running and are based off of, the inputs that we currently have around us and the path of least resistance basically mentally. So the easiest thought for you to think, if that's a negative thought, it's going to be negative. If it's, a normal thought that is not really productive, it's going to be a normal thought that's not really productive, meaning like a thought you typically think in those kinds of situations. But bottom line is we typically don't think the thoughts that we're having. The thoughts that we're having are thinking us, right? The thoughts that we're having are just habitual, impulsive thoughts that are producing shitty results for most people. Because the brain's designed to keep you alive, right? There's a shorter pathway from the amygdala, which is the fight or flight, fear, run, to keep you alive, right? Evolutionarily, or, you know, if that's a word, evolutionary, you know, the evolution of the human brain obviously needed to keep you alive before you thought, right? So, you know, tigers coming, we need amygdala to have shorter pathway to actually acting and moving the body, fear, run, versus prefrontal cortex, conscious part of our minds that make us a human, that says, let me think about this, you know, let me, you know, decide what I want to do here. Let me respond to this situation and use a higher level of thought that, you know, makes me a human and separates me from the animal kingdom. Now we live in a world, there are no tigers, right? There are no things that are typically killing us or trying to kill us. So we have these fear responses around, you know, emotional situations and these like little kind of ridiculous things, if you really think about them in a broad sense. So that was one track of thought, right? So I had one thought, holy shit, I have so much to do here, right? I feel overwhelmed because of it, right? Thought, this is what I got going on. Feeling that came from it, or thought that came from it, I am overwhelmed. Feeling that followed that was like down, dull. I need to lay down. Like, I can't do this. This is super challenging. And then the action that's going to follow that, if you don't catch it, is nothing, right? Like, you're going to lay down, you're going to watch Netflix. And the result of that is you're going to wallow and sit in shit rather than solving anything. I went for a walk because I caught it, because I'm actually thinking about this whole concept right now. Like, that's what I'm talking about, the sales team huddle this morning. And then I thought, okay, you know, I could think about this another way, right? Like, got a lot going on. That's amazing, right? Like, there's I'm identifying tons of ways that I can make the sales team better. That's great. That's going to help me make more money, right? I can do this one by one, right? You know, you're picking up on all of this because you're really fucking good at it, right? So same situation, different thought. Where do I feel from those kinds of thoughts? I feel high, right? Like, I feel like, yes, like, let's go. Like, okay, I'm in control right now. There's something I can do. I can affect this. I am good at this. I can impact this. Like, let me chip away at this one by one. What are the actions that are going to follow that going to be like? They're going to be good. It's going to be, hey, I could chip away at this one by one. Like, let's, you know, write a fucking list. What are all the 30 things? You feel overwhelmed? Let's stop feeling overwhelmed. Let's just take this piece by piece. What are the first 30 things, right? Write them all down. Let's order those in order of importance. What's the most important? What's the most bang for your buck? You know, and then I can begin to have effect on the situation that's going to help me. Versus, you know, I have a thought, I have a feeling before I even thought about the thought. The feeling puts me in a situation where I'm probably going to have really poor actions and produce really unfavorable outcomes. And then that cycle just repeats itself. So, right, we all have thoughts, feelings, actions, and results around all the situations in our life. And you can pick any situation that you're dealing with, you're struggling with. It doesn't matter. Every single situation in your life has thoughts, feelings, actions, and results coming from it. And then you can identify which thoughts, feelings, actions, and results are shitty, right? And you could start at any point. The result, the action, the feeling, the thought, it doesn't matter. If you just inspect your life and your situation, you'll be able to pick up on thoughts that are unfavorable, feelings that are shitty, and then figure out the thought, actions that you're less than happy with, or you're very happy with. And then what's the feeling before the action? Then what's the thought that's giving you the feeling before the action in that situation? And you can begin to take some control over the ones that you don't like, and then identify the ones that you do like, add some more of those to it. Right? If you wake up, the first thought that comes in your mind is like, damn, I'm a lazy piece of shit. I'm never going to amount to nothing. How's that going to make you feel? Terrible. Right? How is that going to make you feel? Terrible. How is feeling terrible going to make you act? Not good. You're not going to do much if you feel terrible and you don't feel like you can amount to nothing. So what's the result of that going to be? You're going to not amount to nothing and actually become the lazy piece of shit. Right? On the contrary, you can wake up and you can think a different thought. A different thought could just be a degree different. Like, damn, I've been lazy for 20 fucking years, and today's the day I've been lazy for 20 years, but I'm not going to stay lazy for the rest of my life. Right. So that's a little like, I feel like a little glimmer there. Right. So the chances of me taking some different actions holding that thought are different, and the results could be different. And then, you don't need to have you don't need to go from I'm useless and can't do anything to I'm the most capable person in the world and I can do anything in one day. You can work these thoughts, feelings, action, result cycles day by day, little by little. So over time, they're drastically different. So let's do another example, sales related example. Say that, one salesperson's sales conversions are terrible. Like, that's the situation. What's the thought about it? Some person could be like, I suck at sales. I'm fucking bad at this. What's the feeling that that's going to have? Not good, right? Low energy, probably not going to do much about it. And you're probably going to, because you're not doing much about it, keep getting the same result, if not worse result. So that's one person. Person B right next to them, same conversion rate, right? Different thought. Thought is, oh, wow, I have a lot of room to improve here. How different do you feel when you say that same sentence is the same situation? You feel completely different. What does feeling completely different do in that sense? You have different actions. If you feel like you can get better, you're probably going to look for ways to get better. What can I buy? How can I develop? What courses are available? What part of my sales game isn't that good? That could be. Right? These are things you probably will ask yourself if you say, oh, my sales conversion rate's here, I can get a lot better, which means I can make a lot more money, right? Like that kind of thought, much more empowering. Same situation, same conversion rate, person A, person B. Person A, bad thought, bad feeling, no action, worse result. Person B, same situation, good thought, good feeling, positive, affirming action, right? Action that's going to likely move them forward, and good result. And this is across all of life, my friends. So that's just sales related, but that is across all of life, right? Your fitness, you did a workout. One person, goes to the gym and they're like, this was hard. This was hard. And the thought they have about that is like, I'm useless at working out. And the way they feel about that is shitty, right? They're like, damn, I feel bad. I'm not good at this. So what are they likely going to do? They're probably not going to continue to go. And then what's the result going to be? They're not in shape. Versus you have the same person, brand new, they're working out. They're like, I'm brand new at this. Of course I'm not that good. That's okay. I'm getting better. How does that feeling, or how does that thought about the same situation, not being that good at working out, make you feel? Quite different. Right? You feel happy, you feel optimistic, you feel like you're in control. And what's likely going to follow that? Positive action. I can get better. So you're going to keep going. You can get better. And what happens when you can get better and you keep going? You end up getting better. Right? So, and then you get more results, which improve the ability to have good thoughts about it and good feelings about it and good actions about it. It's a cycle. Right? The better your thoughts are, the better you're going to feel about it, the better the action is going to be, the better the results are going to be. The better the results become, the better the thoughts become about the situation itself. So, think of this. These thoughts that we have produces the feeling that we're in, and that produces the actions that we take, which produces the results in our life. The thoughts produce the feelings, produce the actions, produce the results. Here's the thing. You have control over them. You can change the thoughts. You can change the feelings about the thoughts. You can change the actions, and you can change the results. The thing is, most people are running this unconsciously. They do not inspect any of their thoughts, any of their feelings, any of their actions, any of their results. And because of that, are left up to, their habitual patterns and their impulses, and they're just stuck there. And it doesn't have to be this way. So, think in your life, what's a situation that you're in? what program has been running? What are the thoughts around that program? What are the feelings those thoughts are giving you? What are the actions those feelings are making you take? And then what are the results coming from the actions that you're taking because of the feelings that you're feeling, because of the thoughts that you have around the situation? And choose any of the components. You can work forward, you can work backward. What do you want to change? How do you want it to be different? And take some control. This is an extremely powerful thing for you to do. I'm doing it right now on myself, right? Like I said, I felt a little overwhelmed this morning. I had a thought. I'm like, damn, there's so much to do. I feel overwhelmed. That thought just started spiraling for like 5 minutes. It was super intense. I was sitting here trying to figure out what podcast to talk about. And it was like, you don't fucking know what you're doing. Like you shouldn't be talking to people about anything. Like you feel overwhelmed about this sales team thing. Like you got 30 things to do over there. What are you thinking about doing a podcast for? And then how did I feel there? Just anxious, overwhelmed. Like I just wanted to get up. So what did I do? I actually got up. That was the action. Thankfully, my brain understands this enough to where, I was like, I need to take a walk because I know these thoughts and feelings are bullshit, unhelpful thoughts and feelings. I need to get my head right. Got some cold air on my face. And I'm like, okay, this is what I'm trying to talk to the sales team about today, controlling their thoughts, feelings, actions, results. How can I talk to myself about this right now? Right? Okay, you identify all of these problems. Why are you overwhelmed? That's amazing. You're able to identify all of these problems. Clearly you're good at this. If you can identify all of these problems, you're literally giving yourself the answers. You get the answers, you fix the sales team. You fix the sales team, the company's super profitable, problem solved. You're even more valid to talk, right? Like about sales or whatever. You can do the podcast, right? So think about how different, same circumstance, same situation, like factually, the same things are going on. Different thoughts create different feelings, create different actions, create different results. This is not woo-woo. This is obvious. If you think about it, this is running you if you are not running it, right? I'll say that again. Your thoughts, your feelings, your actions, results. If you are not running it, they are running you. Break the habitual pattern, break the emotional responses to the situations in your life and take control over them. You take control over them, your outcomes will change and your life can be a lot more enjoyable and a lot better. So thank you guys for listening. This is episode number episode number 11 of the podcast, all about thoughts, feelings, actions, results. This is Luke Kish. Thank you for listening. If you liked it, please subscribe and I'll see you tomorrow for the next one.